the fridge expert here. This is the last video of the compressor change of the FFUDX. So I'll be regassing it with R600 to 54 grams. I'm using a scales. The gas has to be weighed in as the unit runs in a vac, and it's hard to sort of use a comparator on these sort of units. It's not like 134A, 404 and the commercial systems. So it's best to just use a scale and weigh it to the exact amount of gas it says on the label. Sometimes I put a gram or so more, as you'll see in the video at the end. When I disconnect my gauge from the high side, it does let a bit of gas out. So as I said in the last video, part 2 to this video, when I was vacuuming, you put the direct live to the compressor. So the live from the mains cable goes directly to the number 1 terminal, and you switch it on so the compressor kicks in straight away, so you don't have to wait 15 minutes, 20 minutes for it to kick in to take the full amount of gas, as it will suck gas from the bottle, but it will stop. That's because of the vacuum. It will stop, and then it will have to wait for the compressor to kick back in for the gas to start going into the system from the suction side, so for it to start sucking gas. So as you can see there, I've also put my thermometer in. I use a Bluetooth thermometer Testo, so the app's on my phone just to tell me the temperature of the freezer, so I can start watching it go down, and I'm watching the gauges at the same time, also watching the scale to see how much grams is going in, so I can shut it off when it gets to 54 grams. You follow all these steps, you're gonna have no faults. The unit should run okay. Just a quick note as well, when you do vac, close the gauges, just wait a minute or so, see if the gauge climbs, just to see if there's any leak. If the gauge does start climbing on the high side or the low side, it means you have got a leak somewhere. 5 to 6 times out of 10, the leak would be sometimes from the pipes not tight properly. The Schraders, obviously, I've tightened them before putting the gauges on, so it won't be that, unless you've got a leaking joint on the lock rings. Other than that, everything should be fine. So just watch the temperature as I'm doing on my phone, so I don't have to keep going to the front to watch the temperature. Just use a Bluetooth one, chuck it in the freezer or the fridge, and just watch it from the phone. Watch the temperature go down. As you can see, some 38 grams at the moment. I keep moving it just so it lights up. As you can see, the scale there lighting up, so it doesn't shut off, because that scale has an automatic, so it doesn't sense any movement. It will just turn off, and then sometimes you won't know how many grams is on there. Not all scales do that. Mine seems to do that for some reason, so I move the bottle. Also, sometimes I'll tip the bottle upside down to just give it a bit of a liquid charge. It makes it charge a bit quicker. Not too much liquid. Always charge vapor with R600, but it is good to give it a bit of liquid. It just speeds up the process. So obviously after it's done and you shut all your valves off, close the gauges, disconnect everything, put the live back where it's supposed to go, put the number 1, the black wire back on the number 1, and close everything. I will do a video of that separate to this, just to show how that's done. So just watching the gauges and the temperature inside the freezer, it started to climb down. Just give it a bit of liquid. So it's on 44.5 at the moment. I'm just feeling the suction. It's starting to get warm. Always, sometimes you can feel a system that is working by just putting your hands on the suction or the discharge, as I was doing there. So I've reconnected the wires, close everything up. It's charged to 54 grams. Disconnect, you can see the gas coming out. That's why I add the extra gram or so. Now, because I've rewired it correctly now, the live is where it's supposed to be, and the black wire is at the number 1 terminal. I restart it. The board will need resetting, so I will need to reset it. So as you can see, they're flashing because it thinks the unit's tripped because it's suddenly come on. Reset it, and now you're good to go. That's it, all done. That's the final video of the compressor change. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time.